Welcome back to another episode of Talking with Top Podcast. I'm your host, Top Carter, where real stories meet real empowerment. Today's guest is someone who is helping people turn property into a possibility. She's a real estate wealth strategist and affiliated broker, passionate about teaching individuals and families how real estate can become a pathway to generational wealth. She is also a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, where she was initiated in fall of 1993 at Lemoyne Owen College, a historical HBCU. Dynisha comes from a strong real estate legacy. She is a second generation realtor, following the footsteps of her parents, who owns Ready Team Realtors. They also operate Pro Real Estate School, where aspiring real estate professionals are trained and equipped to succeed in the industry. Her academic background is just as impressive. She earned a bachelor's degree from the University of Memphis and later went to obtain her MBA from the University of Phoenix. With a passion for education, empowerment, and wealth building, she continues to help individuals and families understand how real estate can transform financial futures. Please help me welcome to the show, Dynisha Clark. Welcome, Soror.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Dynisha. So every powerful journey starts somewhere. Tell us about a moment when you realized real estate could be more than a career. It could actually be a strategy for building generational wealth.
For me, that moment came when I began seeing real estate not just a transaction, but as a transformation. I saw families who had never owned properties before suddenly becoming homeowners. I watched people go from renting for years to building equity and stability. But the real shift for me was understanding that a home isn't just a place to live, it's an asset. It's something that can be passed down, leveraged, or used to create opportunities for the next generation. That's why I realize real estate is one of the most powerful tools for building generational wealth. It's not just about buying houses, it's about changing financial legacies for families and the community.
Many people see the success, but not the struggle. What was one challenge you faced in real estate journey that helped you shape the woman and professional you are today?
One of the biggest challenges in real estate is helping people believe that home ownership is possible for them. Many people assume uh, they need perfect credit, a huge down payment, or the process is out of reach. I've worked with clients who doubted themselves before we even started the process. Sometimes my role becomes part strategist and part encouragement. The experience shaped me because it reminded me that real estate is not just contracts and closings. It's about education. It's about empowerment. When someone finally gets the keys to their home after thinking it wasn't possible, that moment is absolutely bigger than any transaction.
It is. And as you were saying that, I was just thinking about when I was purchasing my home too. And I think about how I've been encouraging some of my friends, about home ownership when they think that they can't. And I'm like, girl, you can. You only need 580. I mean, you want to have a better credit score than that, but I'm like, you only need 580 and just make a plan. But I too, so let me just share that I am currently in real estate school myself. Real estate is something that I attempted years ago and passed my, I did not pass my test. I made a 68 and got discouraged and never went back. So now I am in the season where I am knocking off things that I always wanted to do. And so I should be finishing up with school soon. So that is something that I'm about to embark on in 2026. I just wanted to share that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. As someone helping others create wealth through property, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about buying homes or investing in real estate?
Well, one of the biggest misconceptions is that you need to be wealthy to start investing in real estate. The truth is, many people start with their first home. That first property can later become a rental property, an
Mm-hmm.
investment, or a stepping stone to other opportunities. Another misconception is that you need perfect credit or huge down payment. There are so many programs and strategies that help buyers get started with much less than people think. The
Mm-hmm.
biggest key is information. Once people understand the process and the options available to them, real estate becomes far more or less intimidating and much
Mm-hmm.
more achievable.
You are so right. I was thinking back when this second time, because this was my second home that I purchased, and I remember I was going through the process with the bank that I was banking at the time, which I still bank there. All my money was there, and anyway, I ran into a problem where my the person who was packaging my loan, she used my part-time job, but she did not take in consideration when you're using a part-time job, you have to be in that position for 3 years. And although I had been working at that company for 7 years at the time, I went full-time 1 year and back to part-time. That alone made my whole deal crash at the last minute. So you're right. It's about information. Is when you have a good, mind you, what my realtor did was she took me to another banking institution. They looked at my file and they was like, "What happened? Why?" They was like, "This is a good file." And then I got the baddest. Oh my God, the lady who did my loan, she had some melon, okay, and she would work day and night. She would be calling me at 10 o'clock at night, and she made sure everything went. She took my the part-time job and she was like, "You don't need this," and we just done away with that. And when I tell you that made a difference, so I tell people, yeah, you got to have the right person doing your loan too.
Yes, it's
It,
important to have the right real estate professional and
mm-hmm,
also the right loan originator.
because I had wanted to give up. I had told once I got denied, I was just like, well, I'll just do it. And my realtor was like, no. She was like, I know some more people at another bank. Shout out to Regions. And she pushed that file over there. They picked up that file, and man, it was better than what I was about to get. I was about to get a used house, and I ended up getting a brand new house. So yeah, information, your realtor, your loan originator, all of that matters. It
Yeah.
really does. Yeah. All right. So you are a part of AKA. How has the sisterhood influenced your mission to empower others through your work?
Well, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, as you know, is rooted in service, leadership, and community impact. Being surrounded by women who are committed to uplifting the community, it reinforces the importance of using our platforms to make a difference, like we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that translates into making sure people understand that wealth building is not just an individual opportunity, it's a community opportunity. When we educate families about home ownership and financial empowerment, we are strengthening neighborhoods and the future generations. That mission aligns beautifully with the value of sisterhood,
Mm-hmm.
service, and leadership that Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporate represents.
Mm-hmm. It really do. Tell us, tell us about a moment with a client that reminded you why you chose this path. Why you chose this path.
Well, one of the most powerful moments in this business is watching a client receive the keys to their first home. I
Hmm.
remember a client who had been renting for years and believed home ownership just wasn't in the cards for them. We worked together through the process. We did credit preparation, understanding financing, and finding the right property. When the closing was complete, the excitement and the emotion in that moment reminded me why I do this. Real
Hmm.
estate isn't just about property, it's about stability, pride, and opportunity. Seeing someone step into their next chapter of their life is an incredibly rewarding experience.
It really is because there's so many properties out there that a realtor can find for you. You know, they have like what is it, a land bank. It's just
Yeah.
that's another thing. The reason why I decided to go into real estate and just do like I did when I went back to college. When I went back to school to get my bachelor's, I did not take not one semester off because I was afraid that if I did, I wouldn't finish. So now that's how I'm taking real estate. It's just like it's something I have to do because I know that you can create wealth that way. You know, you can help your retirement. So as I'm aging, I know that this is a whole nother thing that will help me. So I decided to transition because really it's nothing like real estate and all the opportunity that it brings. So yeah.
Absolutely.
For someone listening today who dreams about financial freedom but doesn't know where to start, what is the first step they should take?
The first step is education. Learn how the process works and understand that you do have options. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to have everything figured out before you start. Connect with a professional who can guide you, a knowledgeable real estate professional, and a trusted loan officer. Start with a conversation. Ask questions. Understand what it takes to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Financial freedom doesn't happen overnight, but real estate can absolutely be one of the pathways to get you there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, Danisha. Now we're going to switch things up a little bit. We're going to go into our rapid empowerment round. I'm going to ask you about 5 quick questions, and you're just going to give me the first powerful answer that comes to your mind, okay? You ready?
I guess I'm ready.
Okay. All right. One word that describes your journey in real estate.
One word that describes my journey would have to be purpose.
Yes. Yeah, because yeah, I can see where, as you were talking, I could just see how passionate you are. I can see that you're in your purpose because you're saying how you're helping people. That's just all I am about. That's what this podcast is about. That's what I like to do in my life. That's just part of, who I am. I always want to help somebody, empower somebody, inspire somebody. So yeah, purpose.
Right,
Absolutely.
because real estate for me has never just been about selling homes. It has
Hmm.
always been about purpose, helping families understand that home ownership can change the trajectory of their lives.
Hmm. Absolutely. One mindset people need to build wealth.
Ownership. Wealth is built through ownership.
Hmm.
Ownership of properties, ownership of knowledge, and ownership of your financial decisions.
Hmm. The best financial advice you ever received.
Buy assets that grow while you sleep. Real estate is one of the few investments where time, appreciation, and leverage works in your favor.
Hmm. Yeah. A daily habit that contributes to your success.
Consistency. Every day, I do something that moves the needle, whether it's educating a buyer, building relationships, studying the market,
Hmm.
or creating opportunities for other people.
Absolutely. You have to be consistent.
Yes.
You. Your message to someone afraid to take the first step toward home ownership.
Fear is normal, but information removes the fear. Many people think home ownership is out of reach because of myths about credit, about money, or the process. The first step isn't buying a house. The first step is having a conversation and creating a plan.
Tell me a little bit more about being a real estate wealth strategist. Tell me what that entails.
Well, I'm about to have a legacy and leverage experience. And what that is where we're inviting everyone to come out. It's on Saturday, March the 21st, 12 noon to 2 p.m., where you will be able to obtain information on what it takes to purchase a home, invest in property. We're also going to have someone who is going to offer mortgage protection. We're also going to have a dedicated loan officer on hand that will walk you through the process of applying for a home loan. So it is an opportunity that you can meet experts in the field, and they'll be able to help you come up with a plan for generational wealth and also home ownership.
That's awesome. That sounds like a great event.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Now, before we close, I always like to ask this question. When people hear your story years from now, what do you hope they remember most about your impact?
I hope people remember that I helped change the way families think about wealth. I want them to remember that I didn't just sell homes. I educated people, opened doors, and showed families that home ownership could be a pathway to generational wealth. My goal has always been to make real estate a knowledgeable, accessible experience, especially to communities that have historically been left out of the conversation. If someone hears my story years from now, I hope they can say that because of the work I did, more families became homeowners, more children grew up in stable homes, and more legacies were created through real estate. That kind of impact lasts far beyond any single transaction.
That's good. All right. So we are almost to the end of our podcast. So, how can people follow you on social media so that they can use your services and just know more about you and also about your parents' realtor company and also the real estate school?
Okay, on Facebook, you can follow our real estate company at Ready Team Realtors and also Pro Real Estate. They're both on Facebook, and you can follow me on Facebook. I am Clark Dynisha, and on Instagram, I am Princess Di08. On TikTok, I am Dynisha Clark. You
All right.
also can contact me by email at princessdi08@yahoo.com. My contact number is 901-493-8908.
All right. All right, guys. And you can follow me on TikTok as Talking with Tot. You can follow me also on Instagram as Talking with Tot. And then on Facebook, I'm going to be Tot Carter. And then on my other Instagram, I'll be underscore Tot Carter. All right. Thank you again, Dynisha, for joining us today and sharing your vision and wisdom and inspiration. And to our listeners, remember this: wealth isn't just about money. It's about knowledge, opportunity, and the courage to start. You've been listening to Talking with Tot podcast with your host, Tot Carter. If this episode has inspired you, please share it with someone who needs to be encouraged today. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep believing in your purpose, and keep turning your dreams into reality. And as I always like to say, don't be stingy, don't gatekeep, go out and help someone. All right, Dynisha, that is going to stop it.